I sent out a total of 53 applications. It feels like a long week. Good morning! I just came back from my long holiday and I got a very big package. I start my new job tomorrow, which is exciting and crazy. And they sent me this huge box, so let's unbox it together. Our work laptop, power strip, keyboard. This is like very comprehensive, like full work from home setup. They sent me 2 monitors of this size. This feels very, this feels a little overwhelming. This is my new workstation setup, and huge shout out to Matt for literally setting everything up. Never had like a really crazy like full setup, and I actually just got new standing desk. This is my first standing desk ever. I was using a regular desk for a long time, but my back and shoulders started hurting after working from home for 2 years, and I decided it's time to actually invest in something that's good for my body.
What time do you start tomorrow?
Well, the day's technically starts at 9, but he said I could use time to set up everything. I'm excited, but also a little bit nervous, to be honest. I feel pressured to live up to expectations. I don't know. I feel like I went through like a really hard interview process. I did it, and now I'm like, oh crap, I gotta live up to what, like, yeah. Today is officially the first day of work, and I feel like a child going to school on the first day. Agenda for today is this morning I'm gonna be setting up my workstation, and then I have a one-on-one meeting with my manager where we're just gonna go through, onboarding stuff. And I also have a meeting set up with my VP of marketing. I just signed in to Slack for the first time, and I'm reading through all the messages, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Like just reading it and like seeing all these real people and real messages, it kind of hit me like, this is real, like this is happening. It feels really just like surreal. I doubt myself, or I don't know, like I didn't think that I could get here, but I am here now, and yeah. We are coming up to the end of my first day, and everything went really well today. With my manager, we talked for a long time. He also made a onboarding plan for me, so it's a 30, 60, 90-day plan, what I can expect to learn and do and take ownership of. Main goal is to, in his words, be a sponge, so just absorb a lot of information. So I'm working as a growth marketing associate at a fintech company. I think it's a pretty interesting product to be marketing, because this is a highly regulated industry, which comes with a lot of legal restrictions and things you have to be aware of. Something that I think will be interesting to learn to navigate in this role. To me, feels like a lot, because I just came out from my first client meeting. My first impression is they were amazing. Like, they are very knowledgeable, but I really struggled to follow the meeting. That is the first time I truly felt imposter syndrome. Yeah, I feel like when you're new, you feel bad to ask or like bother people with questions.
I think it's all part of the natural process. Like when I first joined my job, I didn't know what half the stuff was, very technical, so
But I feel so pressured to like learn it fast. I am off work, and I'm actually headed to a happy hour with my colleagues. So as you know, we work mainly remotely. There are a couple of colleagues in town, so we're all having a happy hour, and this is gonna be my first time meeting my colleagues in person. I just came from happy hour. It went really well. I feel like I thought, like, I don't know, I was scared I'd be awkward, like nervous, but like, it's pretty good. I think like it made such a huge difference seeing someone like in person. That I have wrapped up my first week in my new role. It feels like a long week. I kind of talked a little bit earlier this week about feeling imposter syndrome. It's a little bit daunting and overwhelming to come in to something that you're not super familiar with. I believe in myself up until someone says they also believe in me, and then suddenly I doubt myself. I don't know if that makes sense or if that happens to people. No, now it's like a lot of pressure. That sounds dumb, but hopefully this goes well. And thank you all so much for following along my journey and giving your support. It really, really means so much to me. I really just started vlogging and sharing my thoughts and my journey because I feel like there's people out there who are in my situation, and it's nice to kind of be in this together, know that you're not feeling alone. And hello, it is the second week of work and I am still anxious. I wish I could come and tell you like it's going great. It is, don't get me wrong, it is going really well, and I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing, which is fair because it's the second week. So, a lot of my experience has been on lifecycle marketing, like emails and SMS. And now I think to be thrown into this role, especially with such a new part of marketing that I'm not familiar with, it's really intimidating. The goal that I've been tasked with is to optimize our ads, really make that a lot more efficient. There's a lot of testing involved. I'm doing good, but I'm still worried. And trying to be as real with you guys as possible. All right, I'm gonna give a little bit context on why I decided to switch jobs and share some of my job hunting stats. So there were a lot of reasons why I decided to switch jobs, and I'm not gonna go into all of them. I think for me, it was mainly a lack of growth or just slow growth in general, both like career progression wise and also skill wise. I definitely learned a lot in my first 2 years at the company. I think I just felt stagnated and I wanted to learn more and do more and take on more responsibilities, but I wasn't necessarily given those opportunities. I'm not saying that it was because of this particular company, like I don't think that was the case. I think part of that was just circumstance, especially when you work in a marketing agency. A big part of that depends on, what you get assigned and what the client wants. So a lot of those things are not in your control. So I think I just happened to be put on projects that I felt were, I guess, a bit more monotonous, and I was being vocal about what I wanted to learn. I think the opportunity just never came up. There were a lot of things kind of holding me back from starting my job hunt. I think part of that was, just being afraid to put myself out there, being afraid of getting rejected. I think the whole job hunting process is extremely stressful and time consuming, and I just knew that once I get into it, I'm gonna be in this headspace, and I feel like I wasn't really ready for it. My biggest obstacle was myself. I told myself I am an international student on a visa. It's a really tough job market. No one wants to sponsor me. I was just afraid of putting myself out there and getting rejected. I'm glad that I kind of got over that and just kind of pushed myself. Yes, I did get rejected because of my need for sponsorship. That did happen, yes. But there were also companies who took a chance on me, and there were also companies that I interviewed with who told me, it's totally fine, you're on a visa. We're happy to sponsor you if there's a mutual fit. It may be harder to get a job when you're on a visa and you're facing restrictions, but it's not impossible. I think eventually I just told myself, why reject myself when I can let them reject me? I should just put myself out there, and if they're gonna reject me, they're gonna reject me. There's also a chance that they might not reject me. So my job hunt started with doing a few exploratory calls with a few recruiters. From there, I just started picking up speed and sending more applications over the course of a few months. Eventually, I signed and received an offer. There were a lot of ups and downs. I think there was some period where I was really active and some periods where I was just not applying it at all. In total, I would say I sent out applications for about 3 months, and the entire process from the first call to securing a job took me over 4 months. When I was going through that process, it felt very long. You're constantly dealing with rejections and being hopeful and then getting rejected again, and it's like a whole cycle. I've heard of people having a much longer job search timeline. I feel fortunate that I managed to get a job within
4 months. So I'm going to share my job hunting statistics for 2024. I sent out a total of 53 applications, in which 20 of them were initial rejections where I did not pass resume screening. I got ghosted by 26 companies and never heard back, which means I moved forward with 7 applications. So I had 7 initial HR phone screenings, 3 of which were through cold messages from recruiters on LinkedIn, where they reached out to me first. Depending on whether or not you want to count that, that's about a 7 to 13% callback rate. For 4 of them, I was rejected or did not pass the phone screen. I withdrew one of my applications. It was with a big tech company, which I loved, and I was very excited, but unfortunately, I did not like the job scope. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So I moved forward with 2 of the companies. After that was 2 hiring manager interviews, only one of which I made it all the way to the final round, and that was also the one offer that I received and accepted. And for the company whose offer I accepted, the entire interview process involved 4 rounds, 1 take-home assessment, and a total of 6 interviews. I know, it's a lot. I honestly can't believe I went through that. I met a lot of people on the team, helped me have a really good sense of the team culture and people I was going to work with. I think it was like a very comprehensive and rigorous process. From the moment I submitted my application for this company up until the day that I got my offer letter and I signed it, it took over 2.5 months. In case anyone was curious, I did not do any networking. It was 100% all cold applying through mainly LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Bye!